G'day everyone, welcome back to Nat's Knackers Yard. I'll be Nat. This will be my Knackers Yard. If you hear noise in the background, they've gone quiet now. Oh, we've got a load of those green parrots that seem to be kicking around London and the burbs, and they're beautiful, but they're noisy bastards. But anyway, what are we talking about? Not talking about birds, we're talking about bikes. Birds and bikes. There you go. There's a channel that needs to be made. I want to do a massive thanks to you guys for commenting on my last upload. By way of context, the bike's running. I think I've sorted the stator. I haven't tested it yet because it was leaking oil from probably from one of the grommets behind. But the bike's been running, revving high, i.e. its idle has been high, is a better way of putting it. The screw wasn't connecting, so I didn't have it screwed in too far. It was just running too high. Now I stripped it again yesterday, had a look around, and the only bit that I could find that was drastically off spec was the needles, which are Y13s, not Y11s as it's got in the book. The more and more I look in the book, the more and more I'm convinced it's actually a carburettor from the 750, but I'll approach that when it happens. But they are Hitachi, so lots of people doing pointing me direction of Mikuni stuff. It's a Hitachi carb on the XJ650s or XJ range, I think they're all pretty much. Anyway, now, so what? Shut up, parrots. A lot of people pointing out that the needles shouldn't affect the idle, and I'm completely with you. I'm really grasping at straws, but you know, the needle isn't responsible for the idle. That is a different circuit. It's probably an air leak. It's probably this, that, and the other. So I thought I'd run you through my thinking, my thinking, and a discovery. Now, people said about air leaks. I don't think there's any air leaks in the actual diaphragms themselves. A few of you guys have said about, you know, they are stretched. Yes, they are. And they probably need replacing, and I probably will replace them, but I want to get to a better point before I do that. Now they are stretched, but you know, if my understanding of the diaphragm, you know, the diaphragm isn't really, to my understanding anyway, moving at idle. The diaphragm kicks in on beans, I think, and on revs. So yes, they are bagged. I don't really think that is the cause of the issue. One of you guys said about ultrasonic cleaning. These have been ultrasonic cleaned, believe it or not. Yeah, there are limits to what an ultrasonic can do. Don't believe the adverts. Really, they're not as good as they're made out of. Wrong. They won't do what a lot of people show them doing. You know, you don't just drop a piece of metal in and it comes out spangly. It doesn't quite work that way. When you guys are talking about the sinking of the butterflies, now that is with, you know, no pressure, so that is at 0. So there is, you know, that is, I would say closed. It should be open ever so slightly, and it might actually be closed too much, but they are synchronized. I have previously synced them on the bike. I wasn't overly enamoured with the tool I was using. They probably need a confirmatory sync, but fundamentally, you know, they're pretty close. And again, unless I had one wedged open, it shouldn't give me, to my mind, the symptoms that I've got. And actually, you know, they're all moving together, they're all closed when I let go. Yeah, so I don't think it's that. I'm catching light at different times, but that's because of the way the light is set in this room. What else was I looking at? Well, I was looking at something and I think it might be the issue, and I'll show you the book first actually, because I was looking through yada 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 yada, checking my bits and pieces, hoping it wasn't those needles, because they actually seem to be really quite hard to get, even though I have been through a lot of the sources that you guys have been talking about. And what did I get to? I got through, well, I don't really want to, oh yeah, I could take the plunger for the choke out. I don't think I've done that. I wonder if that's it. And then I noticed something. So I then got intrigued by, yeah, my diaphragms are a lot more baggy than those. I wonder if that's, you know, contributing, if not causing the issue. And then I skipped through. Jets are covered by a plate, and then you've got the air jets underneath, and I've got one. Oh, hang on, covered by a plate. That's with the plate removed. I haven't got a plate. I've never had a plate. So my air jets are just running rampant there. Now, I don't know if that will cause the issue, because looking at the book, if I look at the book rather than the actual thing, if you look at it, that comes, you know, to about 90 degrees. So there is a small gap there, and it's not a, you know, it's just a steel plate. That's all it is. There's no, yeah, what I'm saying is there's no gasket, no seal, no nothing. It's just, you know, a bit of metal on it. I haven't got one of them. I've never had one of them. So I started shopping, and I can't get one of them either. Now the question is whether or not I can make one. I think that's what I'm going to try. Maybe not today, but I'll have a go and see what I can do, because it's going to be really fucking tricky. Because it's inlaid. I can't take a mould, or can I? I don't really know. Chuck a bit of tape in. Don't know. I'm going to have a play and see what I come up with. Even if I just blind cut a bit of card several times and see where we go. I'm just going to get a BB gun and start shooting at parrots. Lazy bastards. They've all gone now. Yeah, so let's see if I can do something. But, you know, I wouldn't have got to this point without you guys helping out. I'm basically saying I don't think it's that and that. It must be something else. The other one that you suggested was air leaks. I have, when it was last on, I can't be bothered to dig through the video, but I have, you know, sprayed an accelerant while it was running. There was no raising revs, there was no nothing, so I don't think I have an air leak around. The other possibility is that the pods are not restricting the air too much. Not restricting the air enough, I should say, which is, you know, the next thing I'll look at. I have painted the tops there in drying in the airing cupboard from yesterday, but I'm going to see if I can codge something that's going to fit in that gap and see what we end up with. Right, now it has been a very long time. The reason it's been a very long time is because I made my bit, put it down and lost the fucking thing. Right, the solution that I came up with was a bodgery, as you would expect for anybody that's seen my channel before. Now what I did have was, I won't make a Rolf Harris comment, those things are long gone, aren't they? A sheet of clear perspex. Now, by a sheet, it's a remnant. I can't remember what it was for. I think it was picture framing or something. I think I managed to break the glass and just got some perspex. It was literally bang it over the top, grab a black pen and guess, and just mark it out. Be generous and mark it out. It was then a case of a little bit of a Dremel action with the stone, just to work it back, some trial and error, and the end result of a small bit of plastic, which I then dropped in the slot. Oops, I kind of need two hands to do this, so you might have to bear with me. There we go. And it's bang on. The advantage using clear perspex was that I could find the hole through it and mark it. I think this screw is actually too long, because I don't think I've got too short and too long, so I could just risk it for a biscuit and cut this down. I'm not convinced it's the right thread, but I haven't tried it yet. Yeah, it's too long at the moment, but I can do something with that and just whittle that back. And I have a template. What I don't have is the time, or frankly the patience, to have a go at that. I think that might be a evenings in the week job, and I might actually order the correct screws for it. I don't like using random flatheads. The only other ones I've got just too short. They don't reach far enough down. But I now have a template for the cover that I'm missing. And now what I'm going to do is put some colour on the back of that so it's easier to spot for the next time that I put it down and lose it. Which is precisely what I did earlier. You couldn't find the bastard thing. I had to tear the whole garage apart. It's going to go in that pot, Matt. So, thanks to your suggestions and the like. I don't think it's the I don't think it's the needles. I think this is set up for a 750 rather than the 650, but don't quite know what difference that's going to make to the overall piece. The tops I've blacked and they're drying. I've just dropped the diaphragms back in so I don't lose them as much as anything else. I've got some nice like 1mm steel kicking around somewhere, some offcuts, and I'll get busy in the week. It's fine, get in there. I'll get busy in the week of pulling that together. Oh, fuck it, that'll do for now. I don't want to force it and bend the needle. I'll get busy in the week of trimming that off. So if I can get that made, then the carbs are at least complete. So what I've been error chasing and trying to find problems is the fact that the carbs were incomplete. And I've had to make the piece for it because it's obsolete and I can't get hold of a replacement. So they are just, you know, metal covers. So I should, touch wood, be okay. But again, wouldn't have got here without you people. So thanks very much. Thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. Don't normally ask for likes and stuff like that, but chuck them. Every little helps. Cheers all, and I'll catch you later. Ta.